Whatever you do, if you come across a $1 bill, don't be like this person who accidentally spent this $1 bill. I laugh a little bit because while most people may simply look over it, if you know what to look for, it's quite obvious. Now, I know for a fact that this bill was spent multiple times before someone noticed the error. How do we know that? Well, look at the condition. It got graded by PMG at a choice fine 15. That means it passed multiple people's hands, if not hundreds of different people. So if you haven't noticed already, the overprint is actually inverted. That black seal should be on the left-hand side and the green seal should be on the right, but it's upside down. Not many people know, but the overprint is the third and final print during the printing process. The back of the bill is printed first, the front of the bill is printed second, and the third and final print is this overprint that you see upside down. If you have an inverted overprint error like this one, don't spend it like this guy did, because they turned this $1 bill into $192, and if the condition was better, it would have sold for a whole lot more money. Did you know that this $1 bill sold for $4,200? And it may not be for the reason that you think. So a lot of us already know what a star note is, but if you don't, really briefly, a star note actually happens when a sheet of bills that's being produced has an error on it, and a quality control manager will mark that sheet and destroy it and create a new sheet of bills with a star at the end of the serial number. This is for bookkeeping purposes and to make sure that there is no theft or anything bad happening at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing where they print paper money today. So a lot of the time, it comes down to a very small detail on your $1 bill that can mean the difference of a lot of money. This is a great example of that sort of situation. This is what collectors call a web press note. Now, a web note is a very small series of bills that was produced where the printing technique that the BEP used was very similar to that of how they produce newspaper in one continuous roll. The standard method is sheet by sheet, and it does take a little bit longer, but there are less mistakes. So they tried this out to be more efficient, but it ended up just being a complete nightmare due to all the paper jams and errors that were occurring. Now, there are a few ways to tell if you have one of these web press notes that sell for a lot of money. Remember, if you have one of these, then by default you have all three. The first place you're going to want to look is the portrait of Washington there. It's going to be a bit washed out in comparison to a normally issued bill. The next area is going to be the front plate number. Now, the front plate number on a web press note is going to have only a number, while normally issued bills will have both a letter and a number. The last and easiest spot that we tell people to look is on the back of the bill. Now, the back of the bill has what's called a back plate number, and that back plate number is typically seen on the bottom right hand side of the bill, but on a web press note it's actually to the right of In God We Trust. Remember, if you have any of these three, then you have all three by default. Make sure you do not fold it, because each fold you put in your bill will decrease the value of the banknote. Once again, this $1 bill from 1988 sold for $4,200. If you learned something, share it with a friend, and we'll see you in the next video.